could be with anyone, you're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around for
You could be with anyone, and I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me.
Hey. Welcome to the Tuesday night call-in show. I'm so excited to have you guys here. So excited. Sorry we had to start an hour late or later than we normally do. But as it turns out, I had some other responsibilities that I had to take care of. Some of those civic duties, as it were. So yeah. Good times. Good times had by all. All right. But hopefully we're ready to talk about some sister wolves. And we can talk about anything you want. I'm gonna give you guys 3 minutes on the clock so you can bang out your stuff. Let me get those ones in the chat. If you can see me, you can hear me. I'm not talking to myself, which would be kind of scary and terrible for me. Uh, just to let me know that you guys can see me, you can hear me, and everything is cool. I see some ones popping up. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're at the end. Guys, we are at the end. We made another season. Season 21 is in the can. It's done. Now, the only real question is that's like an old, I guess, movie term when they used to have film that, it's in the can. That means the project is done. The only real question is what kind of can is it? Is it a trash can? Like, was this season the truth? Or was this season booty? Like, because I challenge anybody to come up and without the apology tour, which was essentially, because we got to keep in mind we had 15 episodes. The apology tour was only 3 episodes. Right? And so without the apology tour, what was this season about? What was this season about? I got some twos. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, okay. You can't see me. Yeah, I was looking at the sorry about that. There you go. Hello. We see Coyote Pass. I was looking at the Coyote Pass breakdown because I was thinking about it earlier. Like I don't just put out videos. I'll go back, and especially if I make a strong statement and I don't have like the say clip of said statement that I can refer back to, I'll go back and I'll look at the just to check my work. I like to check my work, as they used to say back in the olden days. And the reason I wanted to check my work is because if you look at the Coyote Pass breakdown, this is what the Coyote Pass thing looked like. This is the old thing I had before they paid it off. The Cody and Robin, the sections where Cody and Robin were, because the whole thing was Janelle came to us and was talking about selling the land out from underneath Mary. If that were the case, there's only one piece of property that potentially Janelle could have done that with. There's only one piece of that property, and that's the one property to the left. Second piece of property to the left, where it says Cody Janelle worth $170,000. That's the only parcel that Janelle and Cody could have forced through without Robin, specifically Robin or Mary's signatures on the document. That's the only one. So, an amount of money that they spent, like they spent for that parcel, that's what they have. Like the one with Christine, the one Christine gave them, that parcel was worth $300,000. The one that Cody, Mary, and Janelle were on, that's $180,000. the one thing that Cody and Janelle was on, that's 170. So Janelle was gonna get like, if she did do that, she would have screwed herself with the 170. But let me I'm gonna give you guys the thing since we have the time on it. Here's the link. But yeah, I'm still on that. Like, because I think that's actually gonna be the a bigger deal than it's because that's not like, that's such a big accusation that I don't think it could just be dismissed with a simple, oh, she denied it, so we just gonna pretend like it didn't happen. Like that's gonna be one of the things that we actually gonna have to talk about. You know what I mean? Not so much talk about like, oh, bump this one or bump that one, she's evil, this he's good, or they're lying. Like, it has to be addressed because that's crazy. It's crazy, like crazy work. But let me put the link in the chat. I'll put it to the top. There you go. There's the link if you guys want to call in. I had to pull my my little counter. Pull the clock up. All right, here it is. All right, awesome. 3 minutes. So you got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Yeah, I tell you, I'm trying to come up with video ideas, and yeah, it is what it is. I got a couple that I have I'm hotboxing, so we'll see how it goes. But let's call up the first guest. We have Michelle in the house. What's going on, Michelle? How you doing?
Hi, hey, beautiful people. Hope you've had a wonderful week.
Yeah, I can't complain. Probably better than I deserve, but I'll take it.
No, nonsense. You're worth so much more. You really are, my darling. You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I forgot to say thank you last year to the whole people that do all the background stuff as well. I forget what mod crew, special mods.
Mega Mod Squad.
Yeah.
Carl McKees, Lizzie B, and Brittany, not Brittany.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you to them, although it's somewhat belated. I've had A&E syndrome. Don't know my arse from my elbow. So, it's just a quick one. I just wanted to make a point. I just think it's a long con. Cody and Robin are going to be finding ways to get back on the screen to be very upfront and present because they're very scared of being irrelevant. Because irrelevant won't pay their bills, will it?
Right.
And I think it's sick that they use the ex-wives to do it. I think it's sick that he's allowed to continue ignoring and abusing his children by ignoring them this way. And the fact of it is, he's lucky that only Christine took him to court. The amount of kids this man had, the human DNA photocopier that he is, he's lucky that he only got left on the hook for one. Count your chickens, mate. Count your blessings and be done, because it could have been a lot worse for a lot longer.
Right.
And let's be honest, they're thieves. They are no allegedly about it as far as I'm concerned. They're thieves. They took what was not theirs. They misappropriated the funds. They abused the hard work. And Cody, you are no alpha male. You are no alpha male because you relied on these women to have anything in your bank account and back pocket. If you didn't have those three women, you'd be out busted and disgusted, as James would say. You would have nothing. So, yeah, you should be sorry. No amount of you reframing it is going to change Billy bullshit, nothing. You are disgusting. You are not an alpha male. You are Z in the alphabet. You are a user, abuser, seducer, rejecter, and I will stand on that to my dying breath. You deserved nothing. Everything you got apart from that is a blessing. Take it and be thankful, and then just disappear, please. Go away. No one needs you. That's all I'm saying. My 3 minutes are done. I'm going to get off before I upset someone else, but No,
That's okay.
Cody, you are a used car salesman. And there are words in England that I'm too much of a lady to say in polite society, but that is what you are. Just know it. Love you, James. Love you, people.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you for calling in, Michelle. You have a great one. All right. Michelle. Oh, before I get too far along, this gets too long in the tooth. I wanted to towards the end of the year, we had some folks who were going through some things. It's not my place to put people's business out in the street. Right. Right. But we had some people that were weighing on my mind. So I wanted to put some hearts in the chats for these individuals. Michelle, Megatron, and Betty. They all had some things going on. So we can get some hearts in the chat for them just to let them know that we're thinking about them and supporting them. We got your back. Because sometimes, that little bit helps. Just letting you know that letting people know that you're thinking about them. And we are all in this flaming heap floating around this rock together. But yeah, I've been meaning to do that. I've been meaning to do that. And it slipped my mind last time I was on because I was so fired up about that terrible ass episode. But I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to Michelle, Megatron, and Miss Betty. All right, but we got Sharon in the house. What's going on? Wait, before we get to Sharon, I'm sorry, Sharon. A little false start. We had Jody Periscala. What's going on, Jody? How you doing? $4.99 super chat. Without a crystal ball, latest videos showing paperwork and accusing fraud. Oh shit. Could she get accused of slander? Are you ever worried your words could get twisted? It really depends on the like slander, libel. Those really depend on the people and the jurisdiction that you're in. Cody, Robin, and them, they have a higher level. Like if you were going after a private citizen and you said certain things about them that were not true, then you would have it's a lower bar, right? They would show that you did it maliciously and you damaged their reputation, you cost them money potentially, and they would have the ability to sue you. It's a lot harder when you're a public figure for you to claim that somebody has talked about you and damaged your reputation, especially so much so that you can't make money or they damage your ability to make money. It goes a little bit beyond just you hurting somebody's feelings. Katie Joy, without a crystal ball, for the most part, like there's sometimes like I might disagree with some of the conclusions she may come to, but as long as she's rooting her analysis in some fact, like because Katie Joy does get a lot of documents, like no bullshit. Like she, between Katie Joy, Starcasm, they go in to especially when they were in Arizona, Cochina County or whatever, they get a lot of the documents. So as long as she's presenting documents and she's giving her opinion of those documents, I don't know if there's anything Cody can really do. Like Cody could be mad. He can write her a stern letter, maybe even send her a strongly worded cease and desist letter, but that's as far as that shit'll go. But for me, I like to try to if I can't show something from the show, I don't really try to comment too much on it. I do try to manage expectations sometimes because there are points where folks will come out and say things. I'm not just saying Katie, but I've seen channels come out and say things like, oh, Cody and Robin are going to lose their house and they go into prison because Christine filed a child custody complaint and now she's trying to get child support, and because they're making investments, they go into prison. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Right? It's just not going to happen. It's just not the way the system works, you know. And I will give my opinion based on my experience within the criminal justice system or litigation as a whole, because I did that for a while. Um, but not as an attorney. I was not an attorney, but I worked with attorneys in litigation departments for a lot of years professionally. So I'll give those observations just from what I know, and I know a lot of attorneys. But I also am very careful. Like if I say something that I think is my opinion, I try to be very clear that this is my opinion. Like for instance, I came out with that whole thing video about Robin talking about the deeds and why they signed it. I make it very clear that this is my observation. And these are the pieces I'm putting together from the information that we have. And as always, if Cody, Robin, Christine, Mary, Janelle, David, McKelty, Tony, Jen, best friend Jen, or even Amber or somebody, they want to come on, or if one of you guys want to come on, that's why I have the call-in show. Want to come on and talk to me about it and set the record straight or give me additional information which may change my mind, I'm open to it. I'm very clear about the fact that I am not in the room when Cody and Robin make these decisions. But I do know I notice things. I notice things and I try to put things together. Like I'm very cognizant of the fact that this is a television show and we don't see everything. I'm very cognizant of that fact. However, as I've said with Cody before, well, you guys don't know everything because you're not around me 100% of the time. I don't have to be around you 100% of the time. If I see you do something terrible, I don't need to know what you had for breakfast. Yeah. Sorry. So I try to be careful. Just because too, like I'm also concerned, like I do want to have a position, and I like to think I have a position where if I say something, I back it up, or I'm very clear as to why I'm taking a position and my reasoning for coming to that conclusion. And I try to be accurate and I try to be fair. Right? I try to be accurate and I try to be fair. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. And it's not a big deal. If somebody wants to call me up and blast me out and say, James, I disagree with you, I have no problem with that. That's why I have that policy, because I don't know everything and I recognize I could have made a mistake or I could have mischaracterized something or maybe I missed something. But with that, I think that like I try to maintain a certain level of integrity as far as the show is concerned, so that way if I do say something, it's not just me popping off or trying to get clicks. That's why I'm a little more careful. But I get it. But let's not get it twisted. It's working for Katie Joy. Like, I mean, she killing the game, son. She killing the game. But thank you so much, Jody Perry Scott. Let me give you a little something. Give you a little something. But so we'll bring up Sharon. What's going on, Sharon?
Hey James, how you doing?
Doing very well.
Well,
Welcome
I mean,
to
he
the
can
show.
say yeah, thank you. He can say Cody can say that Katie Joy is being brutal. I mean, he don't have a problem saying that about people for sure.
Yeah. I mean, she's
Hey,
also entitled to her opinion. So I mean, it's
exactly,
you know what I mean.
exactly.
So at that point, Cody, I get a feeling sometimes that you might be watching, you're kind of curious, or maybe it's the interns reporting back to you. If you get upset about something that somebody say, you either got to stand up for yourself, you got to kick rocks. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, just in case he's listening, hey Cody, you suck, man. Major big time, okay? And that is just my opinion,
Right.
Uh,
Yeah,
well,
please
and
don't
that,
call
that
me in
just
for a deposition. Well, what does he suck? Like, don't do that.
yeah. He
Yeah, right.
sucks rocks, James.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, sue me, Cody. I ain't got nothing. So,
Yeah, yeah. The juice
uh,
ain't worth the squeeze, Cody. I'm telling you.
yeah, you don't want none of this. Uh, I'm from North Carolina, so I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that really bugged me though about him saying them really brutal. I mean, I know he said all kinds of things about them and stuff, and I do believe not from any of the sister wives people or anything like that, but I think Katie Joy has been sued by somebody before because she's
Yeah.
talked about being in a case and that kind of thing. So you do have to be careful with it, that kind of thing. Um, I don't know. It took Robin a little bit to get to him when he turned that thing over. I mean, maybe she had to put that remote for that lift that she had in her hand. Maybe she had to put that in her pocket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
it
you
is
know
like
that in that point, there could have been a decision being made. You know what I mean? Like when he went over, she looked at him and she said, "Is he moving?"
yeah.
And if homeboy
Wait for
wasn't
it.
moving, she was heading back to the house to get that paperwork together.
Yeah, wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah,
Wait a
right.
minute. Wait a minute. Which website do I need to shop for my black dress?
Right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I'm like you, James. It ain't gonna change me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be, and if you don't like that, then I ain't for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just, just keep on that way, kind of thing and stuff. It just seems crazy to me, but he, I think, and this goes along with your thing about Robin and the signing the documents later and all that kind of stuff. I think she's finally thinking that maybe she could bring some receipts, and that's
Mm,
why she waited so that she could say, yeah, that's why she, kind of thing, that's what she was trying to do, was to save it for Mary and that kind of thing, so that they couldn't sell it out from under and all that stuff. The problem is that their receipts has that one card that's just barely under the limit that they can use. You know what I'm saying? So they get
mm,
caught at it every time because that receipt's gonna have their credit card number on it showing they paid for it. You get it?
right.
It just ain't gonna fly out. And it just ain't going. I don't think it's going to pan out for him because the other accusations that they've said, never pans out. But what was the other thing? It was that you know Cody's he brings up all this stuff. Now we're back to talking about the catfishing again, right?
Yeah.
Because they bringing it up again. He's bringing it up again. Well, the thing is that what was it, the season right after Christine left, they sat on those couches and everything, and she says that Christine says he carries grudges way longer than I do, and he said she don't know me, I don't carry grudges. Dude, you're still talking about shit from when you and Mary were first married. How you not say that you carry grudges?
Right.
i
Right.
I just don't know. uh the he said, has said before when they first moved to Flagstaff, he's always had this thing about wanting to be a big mogul and to be a big, whether it's being a landowner and being, doing all this stuff. If he's sucking that equity out of them houses every time you turn around to do this and to do that with, homeboy ain't never gonna be no mogul. I'm gonna tell you, ain't no mogul got that way by doing that.
Right. Right.
It just no, it just ain't gonna work.
Well, you can't be a mogul if all you have is mortgages and equity loans. Like, you know what I mean? Home ex. Like you're not gonna be and you're spending it. Like you're not even getting the money and saying, okay, I'm gonna buy this house, get a mortgage on it, then I'm gonna take out a home equity loan, I'm gonna buy some more property, and then once I've amassed all this property, I'm gonna start renting stuff out or developing it and selling it, and I'm gonna make all this money for profit. How your strategy works. If you're buying
Right.
all this shit and then you turn around, borrow against it, and you go buy dumb stuff like ATVs, furniture, cars, and all that, vacations, clothes, and
Stuff
Rolexes and
that ain't gonna
jewelry.
hold no, that ain't gonna hold, and dolls, stuff that ain't
Right.
gonna hold no value.
Yeah, all you doing it. Well, the stuff that do hold value, like maybe some of the jewelry, the Rolexes and stuff, all you doing is just holding that for the credit man when he can come and repo this stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like you're basically renting it
for
because
sure,
they will
for
come get
sure.
that shit.
So if that was ever, I mean, like I say, they made it sound like that was his goal and everything. Everything. Listen, you ain't gonna do it the way you doing. I promise you, it ain't gonna work.
Right.
It just ain't gonna fly. Uh, and as far as TLC trying to improve his image, Cody to me is like he's like a level. You know what I'm saying? And the construction guys, they use the levels all the time to level their stuff out, make sure everything's either straight or at least true and that kind of thing. And you run over a level, it's warped. Okay, so Cody's
Right.
at that warped stage. You can't unwarp a level. You
Right.
it ain't happening. So as long as he sees it as everybody else's fault, he can forget it. I see Cody in probably the next 10 years, probably filing for bankruptcy again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion. And if Mary and Janelle's gonna write books, they better hurry up and do it.
I'm a fan of that too, especially Janelle. He's given her a big, like, the only thing with Janelle is, like, she's got to be more aggressive. Like,
Yeah.
if you are innocent, you cannot sit there quietly and rely on other people to say, "Oh no, she would never do that." Like, you got to be willing to stand up for yourself and defend yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean the thing is you don't want to go so hard, especially being on the reality show. You don't want to go so hard that you thinking on me thinks thou dost protest too much, because Cody's done that way too much and it don't work out for him.
Right.
But I'm like you, she needs to stand and show the proof or say what she needs to say, and put some effort behind it. I did
Mhm.
like that she was even, this last episode was not, like the Mary thing. That was a bad mistake putting this episode behind the Mary thing, kind of thing, because it didn't get us up like what I mean? It wasn't enough for us,
Right.
it wasn't what we was wanting or kind of thing. But the, I did like that she had a lightness to her, after the war when she got to Christine's with the party kind of thing, that maybe that was the thing that she needed to finish this out.
Mhm.
Different people need different things. So, you got to respect her way she's, where she stands on it. But yeah, I'm like you about was the other day about eating something somebody's fixed after something's going on. I just think it's sure Robin's who I'm going to trust. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
Cody, I could see it coming. I could just see it happening. I really could. I ain't saying Marvin's murderous. I can't I ain't got it in me to trust her now. I just don't.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta talk to her about WCB. But I mean, the reality of it is that when it comes to somebody like Robin or Cody, like, they've been so dishonest about stuff. Like, for instance, I'm actually doing a video about this, but for instance, one of the things that Robin talked about, and why part of the reason why I can't believe her or hesitate to believe her, when she makes accusations, both her and Cody, they make accusations, they have to come with evidence. Like, I don't
Right.
trust what you say. So it's not enough that you guys sit there and say, "No, for real, Janelle was trying to yell." No, that's not enough for me. You actually have to come with documents, hell, videotape, audio recording, something, sign affidavit, something. Because
Well,
she sat there and said, when she was describing Cody's accident, she said, "Yeah, he turned, the bike went over, he went down, then all of a sudden the ATV went over top of him. And you don't get no break when that happens. When he turned, as jacked up as it is, my wife said, it based on the fact that they were talking about her accident, then when he had the accident and it looked like he slowed down,
yeah.
then turned and it went over, and he just tipped over. It didn't flip over. It tipped over,
Right. Right.
right? She said that shit looked planned. You
Oh
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, she was like, this looks like
Yeah.
he just did it because it's give him something to talk about as a storyline. And then when she described his injury, she said he tore through 2 layers of skin and he was so hurt. Blah blah. He
And
showed
she's
like it was a
afraid
little
it's gonna have
dirty
to
on
go to
his
the
arm.
emergency room again.
No blood. There was 0 blood. Like, I
Yep.
mean, I've been skinned up before. I've never had road rash, but I've been skinned up before, and I've never like after a while, that thing is bleeding crazy, especially as dirty as it was.
Yeah.
So I
Oh
don't know.
yeah. Yeah. Everything's that, and that, like you say, you can't diagnose kind of thing and stuff, but everything with them is always, theirs is bigger, theirs is badder, theirs is worse, theirs is, it's just
Mhm.
always that way kind of thing. So, why would you want to? Yeah, I'm like you. Once they tell us, don't lie, don't lie to me, and don't steal from me. Because either one of those things will get me not trusting you ever again. So if anybody ever trusts Robin and Cody again, they just they a fool. I don't know what else to
Right.
say. Because neither one of them's trustworthy for sure.
Yeah, I can't. So I mean,
Yeah. Well,
they're
I
gonna
hope
put on
that
the
I
show,
hope
but I
it's.
just don't believe it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I hope that it's tell alls and not tell nothings.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you
All
on that.
right, listen. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.
All right, Sharon. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, yeah. Have a good evening.
You too. All right, that was Sharon. Then we have Linda. Linda, what's going on?
Hey, Linda's a little under the weather. Got some sinus action going, so bear with me.
Okay. Well, hopefully you feel
How is
better.
everybody doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, so I watched or listened to Sunday's episode. TLC got me confused. So I need you to explain this to me.
Mhm.
I don't know if they're trying to reband everybody, but is it me or is Janelle looking like a ditzy blonde? I'm not trying to be cute. I'm listening to her say, "Oh, I didn't know the release meant so much to me. I guess I don't pay attention to some things." What? You're up there singing. You practically gonna dance that you were free. If it didn't mean so much to you, why did you get it done on TV? Is it just for our satisfaction?
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
did you was her reaction a little weird to you? Like, did you pick that up?
Well, it could be a couple things. If I want to be very generous to Janelle, it could be she wasn't sure she was going to be able to get the release because, especially if Cody fought it, and she wasn't in the same situation that Mary was in. So Mary and Cody, as much that's why that whole like I'm bringing up the catfish thing is so weird to me because he had abandoned Mary. Like their marriage was over well before the catfish thing even happened. And that
Right.
happened in like season 9, I think it was 8 or 9.
Yeah, it
So
was early.
yeah, it's been a while. So the fact that she's been around, of course, it seems like they would give Mary the green light. Maybe Janelle was a little surprised thinking they wouldn't give it to her. Best case scenario. So she was excited, like, oh, I don't care about I don't care about it, thinking that she might get rejected. And that way, when she gets turned down, it's not a big deal. On the other side of it, if you want to be a little more devious, it
Uh-huh.
could be that she saw that Mary got a lot of props because she went and got the release. So Janelle wanted to get a little bit of that shine too.
All right, I'm gonna buy that for $2. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take that for $2. And what I'm not getting is, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the wives all know beforehand that he was doing the apology tour? Because I can't remember who it was that spoke about. I don't know if Mary and Janelle spoke about it before, and then they're sitting down after she gets her release, like they didn't know. So the scene when Janelle video called Mary to ask about the release, didn't they speak about the apology tour? Cody wanted to meet them, or am I hallucinating?
Uh, I don't know if they spoke about whether Cody wanted to meet them because so much of this season was pretty much a blur because it was so boring. But what I do know is the reason why they like Christine was able to finagle going to Vegas and getting that driving the cars, both her and David, is because they knew that they were doing it. That was part of their negotiation to do the apology tour in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Was that they were going to be able to drive the cars because David said, well, if we're coming down, I want to go to Vegas and I want to do something fun, like drive the cars or whatever. And that's how TLC set it up. So they knew why Cody was meeting with him.
Yeah, but and then also when Christine did her book, and she was on, I think, Sarah Fraser, because I remember putting it on the site. She was the one who said that Cody was the one who reached out to production to meet with David, and then I think Cody is the one that wanted to do the cards. So that's like somewhere on the, like, these people. I think TLC is trying to rebrand everybody. They're lying so much they got me confused. Like, I'm not going to be taking notes. This is like crazy. But speaking about taking notes, so I did listen to Notes to Self, because that's our polygamy go to 101. And when she was speaking, she mentioned a couple of things that sort of kind of made sense. So when a marriage fails, the prophet holds the husband responsible, not the wife. So Mel gave an example of, I guess her mother was hospitalized. From what she said, it kind of sounded like depression or something. And the prophet was there. Now, her dad wasn't the prophet at the time. I think it was Allred or somebody else who was before him, and really pulled his collar and is like, this is your fault. Why did you let her get so unhappy? Why are you letting your family fall apart?
Right.
So I think this is why Cody gives the pushback that he doesn't want to give an explanation. He didn't want them. Now I understand, because what I didn't get, James, is like, why didn't these women push? Never mind saying I'm sorry to me. Say it to my kids. Like, no one really said it except for David, and they're not his kids, right? So now it kind of makes sense, because he doesn't want to be held accountable for anything. Like the fact that he said he didn't track that Janelle asked for release. Bullshit. I think he was trying to do everything he could so Janelle wouldn't ask for it.
Right.
His actions, no, he was trying to be down low, because he knew he looked like a fool when he told Mary, well, why did you do this release so quick? And she's like, it's been 10 years.
Right.
And does this man forget, Cody, if you're listening, do you think that we're like Helen Keller is watching your freaking show? We're watching everything you say. You had the unmitigated gall to tell Mary, yeah, we're going to fake this relationship because I do that well. She's not accepting it. She gets a release, and you want to fly off the handle because you're upset that you were told you abandoned her and you're irresponsible. What freaking planet are you on, dude? And TLC, stop with the nonsense. You're confusing everybody with all these edits. You make no freaking sense. Like, none whatsoever. And here goes Cody wanting everybody to be nice. And what does he tell Robin? Oh, they were brutal and disloyal, and I have to apologize to you.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, dude. You want peace or you want war? So I don't know. I see Janelle reinventing herself as, I don't know, dumb blonde or whatever. Mary, I think Mary is ripping the Band-Aid off. And it seems, I hope I'm not getting my hopes up too high, because I might watch the one-on-ones after, unless you really freak out, and then I won't watch them. And she's taking the Band-Aid off and talking about how hard it was to have Janelle as a sister-in-law, which, as a sister wife after sister-in-law, which you should have discussed in season 1 or 2, even though it was mentioned in the book. Like, it's like they're trying to reinvent. And then there's Cody screaming about the catfishing, which I don't know if you ever dug into that, but the rumors around were that Robin is the one that initiated it, or her friend Kendra was part of it. My thing is this. So I kind of read about that, and that was at the time, and that's when I stopped watching it, James, because I'm like, this is getting too icky. But I've known people who have gotten catfished. One thing a catfisher doesn't do is expose themselves. The game is, you're going to fool this person for as long as possible. You're either going to leave them as a puddle on the floor, or you're getting money from them. So the way it was going, it almost sounded like this catfisher wanted Mary to divorce and leave, which would have made things easier for Robin. But either way, she won, because I think that was the pressure that was used for her to do the divorce. Like, if Mary is going to be honest, I don't believe for a minute that she did it for these kids to have the Brown last name. I think she did it as the atonement. You know, it wasn't going to be blood atonement because they couldn't kill her, but it's just the atonement because she brought, I guess, disgrace to the family. But TLC is going like in this one episode, I'm like, I'm not crazy. I know somebody spoke about it. Either Christine mentioned it to Janelle or Janelle mentioned it to Christine. But Janelle said, I think it was Janelle. She said in like the little, you know, that little one-on-one, you know, I know he met with Mary, but I didn't want to ask because it's not my business. Is that resonating or am I crazy?
Oh, well, they were all trying to play shy and coy about what with meeting with Cody and how it went and what they actually talked about. Like it was a secret. If Cody came and apologized to you, like I don't understand why you would keep that from everybody else.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean? Like it's just the and I'm looking right in the camera. Like when it comes down to it, TLC, this is the part of your production that doesn't make sense. Like I don't know whether you have a very young production team or a very naive production team, but this just isn't how people function in the world. You understand what I mean? Like if you had a especially if you guys were bitter about your ex and how you left and how the relationships ended, and for some reason you were friends with your ex's ex, you guys would sit around and talk shit about him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if he called you up and he threw a whole bunch of crap on your plate and said, "Yeah, I just want to let you know that when I said those nasty things about you, I ain't really mean them, girl," and bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. One of the first calls you would make is, "Girl, you ain't gonna believe this fool that came around here. He popping a bunch of shit. Doesn't make any sense." And you guys would have a full-on conversation about it. And then she would come in with, "Girl, me too. He did the same thing over this way." Blah, blah, blah. And that would be something that you guys would bond over. But for them to sit there and pretend like you're close enough to where you're going to meet with them, hang out with them and talk to them, go to breakfast or lunch or whatever, brunch, but you're not close enough to where you would pick up a phone and be like, "You're not going to believe what this fool just did." It's
Exactly.
incompatible. It's incompatible. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. So the last thing I'm gonna bring up because I know I took a little too much time, but the one thing, but history repeating itself. The fact that Janelle and Mary said that, you know, they don't regret it, that they would like do it all over again. Are any of these dumb asses thinking about the trauma and the stress and the PTSD they put their kids through? You know, you could have said, I don't know. Okay, so I'm not a mother, so maybe I'm a little, you know, people gonna say, "Oh, you don't know what it's like to be a mother." Well, I sort of kind of do, even though I never, nothing came through the birth canal. But my thing is this, like, I would do it all over again. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Like, you got to be a fucking moron. At least you could say, you know, this was a hard road, a lot of suffering, but we have all these beautiful children. But I'm not sure that I would do it again, even though I was blessed with these beautiful kids. Like, doesn't that make more sense, or I am just like getting a little bit preachy, whatever?
No, no, I know what you're saying because I was thinking the same thing. I think that
Okay.
when I heard that, my position was more or less, yeah, you would do it again because at the end of that journey, you went from broke down, busted to close to a millionaire.
James, don't make me.
You okay?
You gonna kill me. I wasn't thinking that route. I was thinking more about the kids, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
like you might not regret your children, but you would look at it. It is, and let's turn the corner on that too. If
Okay.
you look at your relationship and you're with a horrible, horrible person, and even though you were with this horrible person, you had children, and you see your children as a blessing. I think that we are smart enough to where you can regret the relationship that you had with that person and separate that away from the fact that you have kids. It's not
Exactly.
saying that I wish my kids didn't exist, because we don't have that power. I don't have a time. I mean, maybe y'all do. I don't have a time machine. So I can't be like, oh, I wish my kid, I wish that relationship didn't happen. I'm gonna jump in my time machine and erase my past. I don't have that power, but I am smart enough to be able to distinguish between the two. I'm happy for the blessing I got for the kids that I have, but I can also be upset about a relationship with a terrible person, a terrible, terrible person. You know what I mean? Who's wasted your life,
Yeah.
and you've wasted, and he not only is he wasted your life, because we also have to put some ownership with these ladies because they are intelligent women, right? Maybe they don't do the smartest thing all the time, but they're intelligent enough to make their own decisions. And
Yeah.
they decided to be with this guy, so they have some ownership in that. And you would look at that relationship and say, you know what? I wasted 30 years of my life with this asshole, making excuses for him every time, because this isn't the first time. I'm sorry. This isn't the first time the first last 2-3 years, all of a sudden he became the Cody Brown that we knew. This is who he's always been.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't
Yes.
always on Front Street, but this is who he's always been. And this is the guy you've been making excuses for. The only difference between Cody Brown 30 years ago and potentially Cody Brown now is that 30 years ago, you were still making excuses for him. Cody Brown now, you're not making excuses for him anymore.
Bingo.
You know?
All right, that made sense, because I'm like, TLC, your editing sucks. I don't know who their showrunner is, but their showrunner must suffer from amnesia, some sort of mental deficit.
Or just not familiar with the show. Like, are you not a fan of the show? Did you not want to? It's not even so much, look, in these type of productions, I get it. You know, you might, if you were going for a role or a part on a show, and you know it was like a movie, and they've had like 4 or 5 movies connected to this. You audition, you get the part. The first thing you do is go back. Hell, maybe even before you audition or you get your second or third callback, you go back and start researching the material so that you can find out the tone and tempo of the story. How do they tell the story? What's the history of the story? So that way you know how you fit in with the story. If you're running a show, you have to know who the people are and what the people are about, what they've been through. And there's also a consistency and integrity part of the show where you can't have, season 1, they're Cody's super mean and nasty and Christine's crying all the time, and then by season 5 you flip it, and then for no reason they're just acting exact opposite. There has to be some kind of consistency and or a reason as to why the changes occurred, and you have to demonstrate that.
That's it. There's no consistency.
Mhm.
Before I let you go for real, you said your wife watched it. It's true that the ATV thing. First of all, the first time that happened, now like when I saw it today, and they flashback, if you look at it, he made Robin fall. Like that was on purpose. He may have gauged that she wasn't going to get to her because I think he wanted to play the hero.
Right.
And that he did it now. Oh, I like kicking up dust. If you see he's in front of her kicking up dust, why would you endanger someone you love? But maybe that's a Saturday conversation because I've done taking up too much time, or maybe somebody else will talk about it. Sorry, you guys, but this thing just had me a little bit too twisted. But thank you. And let me get off so somebody else could talk.
All right,
Thanks a lot, James.
Thank
All right,
you
dear.
so
Bye.
much. Have a good one.
Later.
All right. But yeah. I gotta look at it again because I don't think those ATVs have brake lights on, which is crazy because especially for you to be riding behind somebody super close and they don't have brake lights on them. That's how you run up somebody's back. But I'm gonna look at it again because it looked to me like he had slowed down. Hey, look, real quick story time, and then I'm gonna bring Darlene up. Real quick story time. I ride motorcycles, right? I've had my motorcycle pilot license for a lot of years now, for about I don't want to say how long time. And when I first learned to ride motorcycles, I took a motorcycle safety course offered by the state that I'm in, and I'll never forget. There was a guy. We were doing like these courses or whatever, and it was a guy right in front of me, and it was like a distance braking exercise. And the state trooper was like, "All right, pull up." And the guy, he starts his bike, he starts rolling, and then he stops when the guy told him to stop. And I'm sitting right behind him, like I'm the next guy to go. And the guy stops the bike and he never puts his feet down. He just tips over. Bow! The funniest shit I've ever seen. He just stopped and he just tipped over because he didn't put his feet down. And when I saw Cody fall, it reminded me of that. Not so much that he didn't put his feet down, he was supposed to put his feet down, but like the slow as he was going and the way he fell over. It didn't strike me as somebody, those ATVs I'm not a big fan of because they have like they are known to flip over and they will crash that way, especially if you're going really fast and you try to do a sharp turn because of the way the wheel stuff work, you will flip over. But usually when they flip. They don't just tip over, and it tipped over. So I got to look at it again. But sorry for the interlude. Darlene next in the box. What's going on, Darlene? How you doing? Hello.
Hello, here I am. Sorry. You hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep this short and brief, and hopefully you can read in between the lines. Cody and Robin vomit more bullshit. Lies. Done. Sick of it. Tired of it. I don't know where they live or who they are. Mary, hey, proud of her. She's coming up. She's changing or seeing the light, whatever the phrase is. Christine, I'm still the same. I didn't see much of her. Janelle, hopefully all of that stuff isn't true about being deceitful in a way. If she said it, she said it. I mean, it could be true that she said it and then it's true that it could have happened, but that was her just saying that. She just agreed. She probably, hopefully she didn't have anything to do with that, I pray. But yeah, and does TLC think this is good content? I'd rather watch like people picking trash, I think. The hoarders. I mean, something else. I can't take it anymore. I'm just about done. I only came on this year, actually, for the groups. I didn't even have you last year, and you know what I mean? So I've found more and more channels to follow beside our main girl, which is going kind of silent right now. But, yeah, I only came on this year. I'm done with the show. I'm just done. I didn't even watch the episode Sunday until after the fact.
No, I feel you. Last Sunday's episode was terrible anyway, so it was not my favorite episode. And as I said during the I don't know if you caught the live afterwards.
Nope,
like I'm old enough. I remember when the season finale of a show, hands down, was the best episode of the season. Like that.
I wanted you to come back, or you couldn't wait till the next. Oh my.
Yeah. That's what the last episode when you were saying, "Oh my goodness, I gotta get to the next one." And when they announced the next season, the episodes you remember is the last episode.
Yes.
But now I'm like, we just talked that bad boy out. We just,
Yeah, so I'm just over it. I'm over it. Well, this content's got to change. The people has to change. We are never going to like them too.
Right.
You couldn't pay us to be their fan. Unless TLC's going to start dropping money. Then I'll continue to watch.
Right.
Start paying me. I'm done paying subscriptions for trash. I'm done. I'd rather go back to 90 Day and their whole series. I'm telling you.
Yeah. You know what? As crazy as it is,
seriously,
not only is it bad, not only are they not paying you to watch, but it actually costs more to watch Sister Wives now.
Yeah. I'm over it.
And this is when Sister Wives was actually pretty decent. They're costing more now than they were when Sister Wives was decent.
James, tell the truth. It is 5 to 7 minutes of actual content, beside 3 to 4 minutes of commercials and flashback videos. I'm sick and tired of it being on repeat. Okay? So I'm going to be on repeat. Get rid of Cody. I protest. I am marching on Washington. I'm done with Cody and Robin. I'm done. I'm done.
Enough, right?
I'm done.
I have a video that I'm coming out with over the next couple of days. And I'm talking about like why specifically why some characters on the show work and why some don't and never will. And so check that video out. And it speaks specifically on why Cody, because in my opinion, and I've held this opinion from the beginning, this show, and you've heard it here first, this show was supposed to be about Cody and Robin's love affair.
And it didn't come out like that.
To be the heroes. The OG3 were supposed to be the jealous, old, mean, nasty villains.
Right, like the wicked stepsisters or whatever. And she's Cinderella crap.
Right, exactly.
And he's Captain Save-A-Ho. Well, no.
Yeah, they just miscalculated the hell out of that show.
So doesn't that speak volumes? If you were a producer, James, would you not run with this? Keep them being the bad guy? Hey, they're getting paid. Shut up and take the check and shut up.
Right. Well, you got to know your role. One, you got to know your role.
Come on,
the production team is kind of dropping the ball because whoever they have doing the production, and I even say this way back then, because I know he was an older guy. Whoever you are, Tim, I think his name was Tim or something like that. Tim, I don't think he understood how the human condition actually works. People aren't going to feel sympathy for villains. Like, you can't come in and blow a family up. And I don't care how nice Robin is. Like, Robin legitimately could be a nice person. Like, she could legitimately, like, not just Robin Brown.
But we ain't going to give her the time of day to even care and find out.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear about the one. Oh, she's the angel. But she came in and home wrecked the, 4 families. Like, she destroyed 3 families.
Period.
At one time. So it doesn't really matter how she makes the most delicious Christmas cookies. Nobody gives a shit. So I think whoever did that, they just missed that part of it. They were so focused on the fact that they like Cody's personality, and they were like, we'll pair him with somebody who we think is young and attractive, and then people will get so wrapped up into watching their love affair that they'll forget that these other 13 kids exist and these other 3 women exist, and they've been with him for 20, 30 years, at 20 years at the time. Like, it's just a miscalculation. It's just a terrible miscalculation.
I'd rather see an autopsy than watch them. Even if they apologize, even if they come back richer, better, bigger, prettier, new bodies, they have found God. Anybody, I don't care. There's nothing, unless he says it's my fault. And then he starts speaking what the world sees. We're not all dumb and stupid. The common denominator is him and her. We are all ringing the same tune. We are all singing it on a mountaintop from Australia, from the UK, from Ohio, out to wherever, to Carolinas, Florida. We're all in agreement. Okay? Okay, let's vote. It's democracy. Okay, everybody raise your hands. We're still going to win, James. Yeah. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying. Surely could be a nice cook. I don't know. Be the best love. We're not mad that you fell in love. We wanted you to be honest about it. We wanted you to say, you guys, things have changed. I'm sorry that it went this way. I didn't expect this to happen. This must be true love. I have to follow my heart. Okay, keep it real with me. I hate a liar worse than I hate a cheater. A thief, because if you was hungry, you stole that sandwich. I understand. You could have asked me, I'd have helped you out, but at least I understand your defense. He ain't got no defense. He ain't got no defense. But lie and put lie on repeat and keeps digging the hole. We're never going to like them. All right, I'm out.
All right.
Before I start cussing.
Right. So you're right there, right? You can taste it. You can taste it coming.
Because I couldn't stop cussing. So I'm going. I'm going.
All right, Charlie. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you.
Right. He's trying to act so educated. I can't take it.
Yeah.
I can't. He's the sissiest bee I know out here. I wish I would just run into him somewhere. Is that slander? Is that a threat? Ooh. Well, allegedly. Okay, bye. See, I gotta go.
All right, have a good one. All right. We got people about to catch a case up in there. Oh, we had Marie H with the $5 super chat. Said with episode 15 not feeling like a final, like a finale episode, do you think TLC are suddenly dropping the show? No, no, because they already started filming season 21, and they try to put things in place where they're ham-handedly, half-assedly trying to force the show to continue. Now, one of the things that I've said before that I didn't really take into account before because I was on the bandwagon, I think, with everybody else saying, like, oh, they trying to get spinoffs. The truth of the matter is, guys, if TLC was going to spin Sister Wives off, they would have already spun them off. Let me say that one more again. If TLC was going to spin off Sister Wives, they would already be spun off. 90 Day Fiance, Seeking Sister Wives. We had 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, after the 90 days, 90 days the other way, Diaries, what is it? Last Resort, Singles, Pillow Talk, you know what I mean? Like Hunt for Love. Like that's just not 90 Day Tropical. We're not even talking about 90 Day UK. Like that's 10 spinoffs from one show. And that's just off the top of my dome. 10 spinoffs from one show. If TLC recognizes Sister Wives is a flagship show, that's one of the flagship shows. That's one of the big shows. So if they thought they could spin that show off and somehow run Sister Wives all year round, they 100% would do it. But I think even they realize that the storylines are kind of light. The storylines are light. The interest just isn't there. They will kill that show faster. The show is already dying. Like it's just the show is dying, and that a spinoff I think would kill the show. Spinoffs would kill the show. So that's why I think they're so slow with it. But episode 15, I 100% agree. Marie H does not feel like a finale show. Absolutely no way. No way. I'm old school TV. That in no way is that finale episode. No way. You don't have like the big like in Star Wars. Like you look at like big classic movies, Star Wars. Return of the Jedi. They didn't blow up the Death Star or had a big battle and then spend the last 10 minutes talking about well, how do you feel now that you know Darth Vader's your father? I've always wanted a father since I was a boy. I wanted to throw the baseball in my backyard and someone to teach me how to walk and to talk and to ride a bicycle. I've always wanted a father and to discover that my father is my enemy, Darth Vader. Woe is me. That's a terrible movie. You lost it in the last 10 minutes. If that's the last 10 minutes of your movie, you might show the big action climax and then like some kind of celebration or some kind of remorseful scene to demonstrate how heavy it was. Then you roll credits. This one you had like the big blow up with Mary and Cody. She's basically handing him up, she's serving up his ass at the park. And then you have them sitting around like you have the last thing we see with Mary, she dipping her feet in the river. That's not a finale. I would have lost. If I was on a production team, I'd have lost my shit. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? We could have, if it's that interesting, we could have did one of those little, you edit the last episode with Mary and Cody better, and you could have did everything that they did in that last season, episode 15 episode. That could have been the type of typo stuff that you put at the end of every other show that you have. You know, where are they now? You know, you have Janelle there digging holes with Maddie. Janelle finally got her release from Cody. She's living her life and looking for love. Mary's going out. She's hanging out with Ron, dipping her feet in the river. She's looking for love. Christine is over with David, and they still in love. And of course, Robin and Cody still trying to figure out how to steal more money, allegedly, and they looking for love and trying to find their love and prove they love to one another. Next episode, the tell-all. That's what you do. You don't do what they did. That shit is just a drag out. This whole season has been a drag out. It's been a drag out. And I challenge anybody, any of my contemporaries, the creators and stuff. Oh, this season was so interesting. This season was dog shit. This season was dog shit. Because we had to wait till the last 3 episodes to get the apology tour. Before that, we meeting what, Brody? Before that, what we meeting? Like, this is the baptism scenes all over again. Like, what are we watching this shit for? With a bunch of strangers. That's going to be in my next video, too. Check that shit out. But thank you so much, Marie. Telling you. We have Darlene Hall. Darlene just called in. $2 super chat. Said the new sour couple. Never a power couple. And you know, darling, you say that, and if Cody and them are watching, single tear just rolled down Cody's cheek. You're never gonna make the squad, Bad News Bears. You're not going to the championship. Sorry. It was like that team that plays the Globetrotters. We gonna win this time, boss. Come up with the with a big plan on how we gonna be heroes. We could be heroes. That's what they sing it, playing that shit all loud in their trailers, getting ready for the shoot. Come out there and do that bullshit, and all of a sudden it gets aired. Nobody believes it. I feel like a loser. But thank you so much, Darlene. Let me give you a little something. Feeling kind of dumb with a finger and her thumb in the shape of an L and her forehead. Darlene Hall, gifted one My Take on Reality membership so that way you guys can join on Sunday, noontime for the roundtable full panel discussions. We talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. Thank you so much, Darlene. Let me give you a little something. All right. Then we have Tanya Kata coming up. What's going on, Tanya? How you doing?
What's going on?
How's everything?
Everything is everything.
I heard that.
Man, I was thinking as you were just now talking, they should stop with the new content because this was not a finale.
Right.
I'm thinking a good idea because we all really enjoyed when they sat there with the look backs, or at least I did.
Mm-hmm.
They could make a whole show on, like, you know how they did like Last Resort Pillow Talk, or whichever one that was where they did Pillow Talk. Or
Yes.
Between the Sheets, where they go back and they all sit there and just watch that recent episode. I feel like they could do like 30 minutes of new content and then 30 minutes of them sitting there and watching what just happened and commenting on it.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
Especially now, like I think it would even make sense that now that they're actually telling the truth or being more honest and more candid about what's going on, I think it might be worthwhile for them to have like a behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like they all complain about, oh, you guys don't really know me. You don't know what really happened. Now would be the time for you guys to say, look, this is what was really going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
they're full of shit. You know what I mean? Or
Absolutely.
when you say I was mad at Mary, that whole thing, which is like, and let's be honest, this is not a new revelation. I want to be very clear that when Mary said I was a little mad that my sister-in-law married my husband, that shit is not a new revelation. Everybody's been saying. I've been saying that since the beginning, since I read that damn that book.
That's always been wild.
Right. But having her come out and say it about time, one, two, fine, let's talk about it. What were you really mad about? When they were sitting there and like Cody would say shit and they would make faces, what were you really thinking in that moment?
That's the thing. Like if they just got real, they could set a whole new fire on this show.
Right.
Like let's start from season 1 and look, yeah, and behind the scenes like in this episode, when this was what was really going on, because you look kind of mad right here. Oh, you know what? That day, man, I would have popcorn and be sitting there. Because I thought the same thing. If my sister-in-law is married to my brother, and if she ever came in here with that foolishness with my husband, I don't know. I mean, that's not cool. And I can totally understand. And the way Janelle just like completely brushes it off, like, oh, it wasn't even a year. I mean, it wasn't even that big a deal.
Yeah,
Janelle,
yeah.
stop it.
But I mean, you guys were close enough to where and it's not even like, okay, I mean, we went out like twice. Then I'm like, all
No,
right, well, it's still a little weird. We went out on like 2 coffee dates. Okay, still a
that's
little
still weird.
weird, but I could see maybe where you're coming from. It's not that deep. You were married to him.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys were having full on ruckus tuckus bunker
Yep.
cookers. And there's no way I'm going to be okay with this. There's no
It's
way.
weird. It's weird. It's not okay.
No. That's just
This
not.
episode though, it was weak. It was weak. I'm looking at Mary and I'm thinking I wish, because I don't feel like Ron, I don't feel the chemistry there. They seem
Yeah.
just kind of like friends.
Yeah.
Um
I was because I was weird because I saw the episode. And as crazy as it was, my wife, she was trying to watch the episode because we were watching in different places on Sunday. And she said she was trying to get through it. She said, I tried to start that shit 3 times.
mhm.
And I was falling asleep. Well,
Mhm.
when we finally watched it together because I had to rewatch it because I wanted to see some stuff. And she was like, I don't know. And I was telling her when I was listening to him talk, I said, my man is giving you the flag. Because he's saying, like, when I was married, I was expected to be one way. And I felt like I couldn't really be myself. I had desires and stuff I wanted to chase or whatever the hell he was saying. I'm like, he's giving you all the signs. So if you come
You
home,
think so?
look, when people start talking like that, look, and he act like Ron act, and like I think we had talked about it before, that he don't really check for her.
Yeah.
So when like she walked past, and I'm not trying to be a dog because women do it too. Like, you got a guy you attracted to, you going, you see what he working with when he walk by. You say,
Yeah.
okay, all right, I see you. And you checking for him. It's not even like so much lust, but it's just you want to see him, you want to be around him. But I don't see that type of interest
Mm-mm.
in her from
Mm-mm.
really from either one of them. They talk like friends.
They do.
He was like
Yeah.
rubbing off the
The deodorant on is like,
powder or whatever on them. Nose beards, like no, she's rubbing off the deodorant off his shirt in the car, and she's like,
I'm not getting romantic chemistry from them.
no, but I mean, even when she did that, like a woman, if I'm driving down the street and me and my wife first started dating, if she would have reached over and started rubbing up and down the side of my body, like my chest, all up and down there, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what this, I see where this is going. I mean, nobody gonna be like, oh, you because I had on deodorant.
That's how you know they're just friends. Because he wasn't even like, what? What are you trying to do? That's how you know they're just friends.
Yeah, right.
Because he immediately was like, oh, what? I have deodorant right there.
Yeah, right. What I yeah, yeah, because that's
Yeah.
the only reason why you would be touching me, of course. Yeah,
I'm telling you, the show would have been better if they would just be honest. If she would have let them air her dating Amos, I would listen. Whatever happened, I feel like the fandom would have backed her up. Like, you know what? He wanted it sounds like he kind of got starstruck and kind of just wanted to be on the show and maybe or
yeah,
maybe didn't. I don't know what it was, but the fandom, I feel like if she had just aired that, because it happens. Dating sucks. We would have
yeah.
backed her up, you know? It's like, I don't know why they're so scared to just be honest and stop acting like they're all so perfect.
Right, right. And shit happens. I mean, especially
Yeah.
I was as crazy as it is, I was talking to my daughter, like we just having a rando conversation, so it wasn't even specifically about anything. But during the conversation, I was like somehow I steered it towards like dating or whatever. And I said, when push them down to shove, in order for you to find your person, you're gonna kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince.
Yeah.
And it's just you got to work your way through it, and that's what dating is. Like it's not going to knock out the park. I mean, maybe once in a while, once every blue moon, that shit happens. You meet one person, that's your person. But in most cases, you it's relentless. Like I don't even know what's going on. Half the time, like you be dating, be like, I'm ready to give this shit up. This is crazy. What am I doing? Everybody's a lunatic. You know what I mean? And then you meet your
Yeah.
person, it's all good. It's all worth it. But
It's a mess out there. I would have just appreciated seeing her because we all know she dated him. She had him all over her social media. So to act like that wasn't even a thing and like it never happened, like they act
mhm,
like Sister Wives is like some magic eraser that well, you didn't see it on here, so it didn't happen.
right, right. And I
So
think that
crazy.
that's one of the things that TLC, this is my point. That's one of the things that I think they're missing with this show is that with other shows, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, if you want the titillation from a Mormon person from Utah, you have that in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which you can't get from Sister Wives, right? Because that's not what
Mhm.
their audience is wanting to see from them. But you do have a unique position where you have people who are middle age and in some cases recently single, and they don't have a lot of shows on TV that demonstrates how difficult it is for you to be married for long term or be in a long term commitment and then suddenly find yourself back into the dating market and how you navigate that market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they didn't even
Yeah.
really do it with Christine. They talked about it a little bit. Then all of a sudden she showed up with a fiance and a husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he just happened to be a millionaire. So it's all good.
That's the thing. It's like everybody's so perfect.
Right. 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 He's
It's
perfect.
ridiculous. It's pretty obvious too who has signed NDAs. That's the other thing that's making the show suck. Like you said it on man, you just coming out with all the videos. I feel like every time I open YouTube there's a video. But James is putting in the work.
Right, right, right.
Y'all make sure you like and hype the videos.
Right. Thank you so
Um
much.
I think you said on one of them TLC needs to watch it, because it's like it's making the show suck. If everybody can sign an NDA and nobody now can say anything, it what are we watching? Because
Right.
it's like now Christine and Janelle get together and they ask each other, "Oh, well, what happened when you met with Cody?" Well, neither one of them can say anything because they both signed NDAs. So it's like Christine's like, "Oh, it was wonderful." No, it wasn't. We sat here and watched it. It wasn't wonderful. What are you talking about? It was great. And
Right.
then Janelle, "Oh, I think he's changed. I really think he meant some of the stuff." What? Like, come on. And it's obvious it's because you guys have been gagged. You can't say anything.
Right. Right. Well, and that's the thing too, because even if I like you, just because you want to be a fool, don't mean I got to jump into the cab and be a fool with you.
Facts.
I don't gotta be a fool with you. So if you want to sit there and be like, "Oh, he treated me so good, and he really meant that, and I think he was sincere," okay, that's your business. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's what you say.
And
I,
Janelle has to sit there and agree with her because she can't say anything either.
right? He's a good man. I guess.
Right? He's a good man. The only one that could say anything is Mary, and when she's sitting there with Janelle, she was like trying to be honest, but then when she realized Janelle couldn't be honest, she had to shut it down too. It was like, so everybody's gagged. Even the one that didn't sign an NDA can't talk to the other ones because they did.
Right.
It's
Because
so stupid.
they'll jump up and run away.
Right.
Because I can't talk about it because if I say too
I'm gonna
much
get
about it,
sued.
then I'm gonna get in trouble too. You know what I mean? I can't
It's
because
so
I'm
ridiculous.
sure that's part of it too. Because Cody didn't want to just shut Mary up; he also wanted to shut her friends up. So I'm sure he probably tried to work it in somewhere where she
Hmm.
can't even be in a room and giving light to somebody saying some crazy stuff.
And it's kind of worked because now that he's met with all of them, none of them can say anything to each other.
Mm-hmm.
None of them can say, yeah. And Mary, I mean, Mary can. I guess she can talk to Jen, but she can't talk to the other wives because they've
Right.
all been hushed. It's ridiculous. Robin lying, talking about he went through several layers of skin, cut out a little burn mark. It was like a little black mark from the dirt. It's like, Robin, you just lie just to lie.
Right. Yeah, right. I think he lost his arm.
I think
She's
you are
like,
right.
I mean, he got better.
Just lie to lie.
Right. Because they still use
Golly.
the as crazy as it is, I think that they put that stuff together and they just think that they're not going to show it. Like I'm pretty sure that in her mind, she thought she was just going to sit there and describe it and they weren't going to show the footage.
Oh, you think that makes
Yeah.
sense?
Like,
So then
oh,
that would mean production is doing them dirty because they
yeah,
got him
yeah.
holding his whole arm up and you just seeing a little dirt on it.
Like, oh, yeah, I got a little dirt in this. The good dirt though. I'm okay.
That's hilarious. TLC is so ghetto too. Watching him lift that ATV, I'm like, man, he gonna break his back. And they just got the cameras rolling,
Hell, they watched them fall over and nobody moved.
and nobody moved.
Yeah, I mean, that's
They are so
man.
messy.
I'd have quit right then. I was like, for real? I could have
They
died
kept the
and y'all just
camera
standing there
rolling.
taping me. I'm out of here. I'd roll my little bike off. That's mad as hell.
Oh my god. I think next week's gonna be good though. I say that. It looks like it's gonna be good just from the little clips. This might be the best tell all.
Yeah, I'm hoping. And like I said, if they want to fire it up for real, bring Kendra back. Not Kendra. Bring Tamara Hall
Yes,
back.
Tamron Hall.
You know,
Tamron Hall. Robinson there. They had a backdoor deal. Why did she talk like that?
a backdoor
A
doll.
backdoor deal.
Because she's trying to make it sound dirty. And she was fired up too when they were talking about it. Because she's
She
angry.
was,
Like
was she?
Robin's angry.
She
Cody's
don't have no
angry.
tears for this tell all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But my
She
whole
don't
thing
have
is
no
like, how do
tears.
you apologize to somebody when you still that mad?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you're not sorry. If you're still that mad, you haven't gotten over it yet. So what are we doing? What are we
Well, the
talking about?
apology was for him.
Right.
And he told them. Well, he didn't. He told Mary, It's for me. It's for me." They were supposed to just shut up, listen to it, cut the crap, and then he walk away.
Hmm. And I got a video about that one coming up too.
I look forward to it.
I'll tell you. But thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right. You have a fantastic rest of your evening.
All right. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. That was Mrs. Kata up in the house. All right. We have hold on one second. Let me just make sure. Was this Darlene Hall with the $2 super chat? Said tell them put your money where your mouth is. That's what I'm saying. Like, come out and tell the damn truth. Let them know what it is. And that will be them too, like writing them books. That's them put their money where their mouth is. Because technically, if you lie, they would be able to come at you for libel. You know? and we can do this. And then that'll play out in the public square as well. So, but thank you so much, Darlene. Next up, we got Ann in the house. What's going on, Ann? How you doing?
Hi, good evening. Hope everyone's having a good day today.
Absolutely, absolutely. How's everything coming?
Great. Actually, well, I'm a little sore because I guess your Sunday live was just so popping that my support beam from my bed broke as I'm watching it. I said, see, this is what I get for being up too late. James got me in here laughing.
Hopefully
So,
you all right.
Yeah, I'm good. Now I had to, I got everything fixed, so I'm doing it myself. So I didn't realize how heavy a mattress is. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, it ain't no joke, especially depending on how big that bad boy is.
I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But
they call that team lift.
I was just in here. I was like, yeah, this is too much. Like, James's show on Sunday was really good. My bed said, it's too fire.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So I was listening to you and Tanya talk. I said, I'm glad you mentioned Ron and Mary, because I'm watching this. I said nothing about this says they have any type of romantic chemistry. I have more chemistry with a rock than they do. I mean, if they're just friends, that's great. Mary, maybe you shouldn't date. Just have fun, but don't lie to the audience and saying you and this man out here really doing something, because Ron, I don't think he like people like Mary. Because I'm watching the show and I'm like, I think he may be going across the other street, but hey, it is what it is. Live your best life. Because I rewatched the show earlier today and I'm picking up on the cues that he was saying to her, and I'm like, yeah, this is not what this is giving, but hey, he's not a bad looking guy. If you just having friendly fun with him, I guess, but don't lie and tell me that you and him are having something more, because that's not chemistry.
Right.
But I will say also, it's a lot of things I feel like weren't talked about this season. Christine's book came out in September. Why wasn't that process seen on this season? So are they going to wait till next season to talk about that?
Maybe, or they might not talk about the book at all.
Or at least like the process. I'm like, we didn't get anything. Her meeting with her agent, her going to these different stops. It was just like that didn't even exist. I'm like, that's something she's doing outside of her leaving Cody and leaving the family. Now she has her own life. And what are these wives do? What are they doing outside of them now being connected to Cody? Let's talk about that. Janelle, I'm with Megatron. I'm side-eyeing Janelle because it's a lot with her. I personally still think that she still wants Cody. That's just my personal take. I don't know. Some people may say she's over it. I don't think so, because she kept saying she only really did the release because he didn't want her. And I'm just like, okay. But one thing that really is frustrating me with Cody, per usual, is two things that he said. One, he's in the confessional this episode. He said he wished the family broke up with Grace. How was it going to break up with Grace when you were the angry one? You were the one yelling at the wives, telling Christine the knife in the kidney. You were the one cussing them out every episode, talking about them. Right. They tried to leave with Grace. It was you that wasn't. And then him saying he wishes in the future the family can move forward and be happy together. How does that work if you still don't even today have a good relationship with your kids?
Right. Well, because I think that even my biggest problem with the apology tour is the fact that you can't start with, because I agree with you on the fact that, you know, they you wish that you guys could move on with Grace, but when they left, not only was he not acting with Grace when they left, he was angry because they were leaving. But they were leaving because you had basically abandoned them and you weren't treating them properly. So you're mad at them for looking out for themselves and taking care of themselves and not allowing you. And you didn't want to be around them anyway. You're mad now because they want to go. You don't want me here, I'm going to leave. Where you think you going?
It's pretty much.
What? And then you're mad about that. And then you apologize. Yeah, remember when I cussed you out because you was trying to abandon me? Yeah, I'm sorry, I cussed you out for abandoning me. Like, what? No. Apologize for how you treated them and put them in a situation where they felt like they had to leave. Thank them for the time that the sacrifices that they made. Let that be that. But that also tells me that you're not forgiving them. You're not letting it go. You know,
Oh,
you're not remorseful. So you're just wasting time. And if anything, like I said, it's just a way for you to sit there and say, I apologize. And they still talk about me. He's like a little kid.
and one other thing too, and he keeps saying he wishes that they heal so they can move on. Christine's married. Mary is having her fun in Parowan. Janelle's in North Carolina. What healing do they need to do for you, Cody? Are you trying to reshape it to the audience to make it seem that they're still after you and they're still talking about you to get a storyline? Because that's kind of what you and Robin are doing.
Yeah.
That part I don't understand, and why production is kind of just letting that fly. Like, we, the audience, aren't believing that.
Well, because every now and again, and this is actually something that is it is kind of a pet peeve of mine. It's a little annoying. When you have a friend, like I've had friends who've had breakups, or they, if they have kids or whatever, and the other person just assumes, like, because you have kids, you're calling about your kids, and because you take them for child support or you take them for things of that nature, you're trying to get in touch with them to do something. All of a sudden it's, oh, the only reason why you calling me is because you want me. No, they're calling you because they want you to do something for your kid, or they want you to pay child support, or whatever the case may be. But anytime there's conversation, or you feel uncomfortable because you did something wrong, or they're trying to hold you accountable for something that you did wrong, now all of a sudden is, oh, the only reason why you hassling me is because you're trying to get at me. And that's not the case. Like, you called them up. They didn't call you up. And when you called them up, you said you wanted to talk about the past. Okay, fine. Let's talk about the past. I don't want to talk about the past, so you must want me still. And I'm here to let you guys go. So you don't, because clearly you're still obsessed with me. No, I'm fine. But if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? I think that's where they are.
I just have one quick one. CA, Robin, and Cody, they keep telling us season after season how they are each other's soulmates and they're so in love. But yet you watch the show and they look miserable. Particularly Robin. She looks miserable. If you with the love of your life and you were able to get the 3 exes out the way, I'm gonna be every episode you see me and my man, you're gonna see us happy. We're gonna be out doing things. She just looks miserable, like she's just going along with the get along. Sad face, frumpy. Why do you think that is?
I think it's just because when you're the only one, you don't have anybody to be better than. And so when she was worried about it before, I think she liked the idea or notion that she was better than these 3 other women. But now that the other 3 women left, she has Cody all to herself. And she got everything she wanted. And now she doesn't want it anymore. You know?
She did say that he makes her unsafe a little bit when he gets a little angry. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, it's the chase is always more exciting than than actually catching. It's the Star Trek, the old first generation Star Trek, first one, where they said Spock was supposed to be dating this woman, and he said to this guy who was trying to get at her, having ain't the same as wanting. Yeah. And I think that's what it comes down to. Like, when you want something so bad, I get it. It's gonna make my life. It's gonna be so amazing if I could just have him to myself and he could spend all his time here. And then all of a sudden he don't never leave. And then all the shit that you don't realize how much the women were actually doing, because he would go over to them and complain about the bills and what was going on and be frustrated with them. And he would dump all his negative energy off at their house and come over to your house with nothing but positive energy. Now all that energy comes to your house, the bad and the good. And she doesn't like that shit.
Because I'm just watching. I'm like, girl, why aren't you happy? Like, you just crying, just frumpy. I guess
Yeah,
she's living in her misery because it's no way I don't see them lasting another 10 years as a married couple. If I mean maybe if the show continues, possibly, but the show is not lasting no 10 years.
no.
And I
They'd be
definitely
lucky
know.
they get another 2-3 seasons out of this bad boy.
Yeah, because it's like that, like they're just straining. It's nothing. Like what's the storyline for next season? Because
Right.
anything that they talk about, it's already been discussed on all of your channels and all the other channels, and it's already been exciting from when we first discovered something happened. We don't want to keep discussing things that happened 2-3 years ago.
Right.
But that
No, I
is really
agree.
all that I had at the moment. You have a good night, and hope everyone else has a good night as well. It was nice
Awesome.
talking to you again.
You too. You have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem.
All right. Have a good night. Awesomeness. Next up, we have Zuzu. Zuzu, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Doing very well.
That's good. I actually caught the show. I don't know why. I don't even know what the hell I watched. Like, what the fuck was that? I mean, I would think coming off the good show they had with Mary. I wanted to see her with her girlfriends because the first thing she did when she left that part was call Jen and what is Amber. Why you didn't show that? Why you showing me her walking in the river? Which makes no sense.
Well, because I think that was a thing too. Like, I think that's a fair play, but they might also be saving that part for like a look back or talk back postseason.
No, what they're gonna do is wait the next season and show it again. Be like, oh well, you remember when he had that apology tour? I don't want to see this next season. Hell,
Yeah.
I didn't want to see it this season.
That would be terrible. Yeah, you're right. I can see them doing that, but that would be terrible. Terrible.
But that's what they're gonna do. Like, why? And the next thing, the ATV thing, that was totally staged. The way he kicked, I showed my stepson. He said, I ride ATVs. He was like, do you see he moved his leg out the way? I was like, what's the purpose of showing that? I mean, that had nothing to do with the episode. Nothing.
Well, you saying that after you watched Cody crash, you didn't feel bad for him?
Not at all. I laughed.
You didn't feel sympathy for him? What kind of wicked person are you?
One that will
I
laugh
think that's
at you.
all it is.
I laughed. I had a healthy laugh at that. I'm like, look at this fakeness. I was like, look at
and
the
the
manly
crazy
man.
part is, and that's what you just hit the nail on the head, because that's what it is. Because if you ever see somebody fall, and it's like it's jacked up as it is, like this is terrible, but you see somebody fall and you laugh your ass off, especially if they're trying not to fall and they're trying to be cool and they go down, and it's funny. And then there's the one where somebody tries to fall for whatever reason, and there's just something not genuine about it. Like you can tell the difference. Because it's like crying. Like I talk all the time about like the acting and the crying. It's like crying. Anytime you fall, nobody wants to fall. And you do everything possible for you not to hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I
nobody
think
is
Robin's might
complicit
have
with a
been.
fall. I'm gonna just
Robin
let it happen.
Was a little bit done. Yeah, like I think when Robin fell, I think she fell earlier in the day, and then they reshot it. Like, oh, you gonna fall again?
Well, even Robin, she went clean off the bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think Robin's fall, I think, was actually genuine.
Yeah,
because she tried to do something she did before and tried to be cute, like ride in front of Cody and then ride over the hill, but she was going way too fast and she ditched the bike.
Yeah,
and because when she came off the bike, she went far. Like Cody, his bike almost stopped, and then it tipped over.
And then
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, that's fake.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't know. This season was crap. They could have did all of this in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Like the whole season could have been 3 episodes.
Yeah, they definitely could have wrapped this bad boy up early. And they didn't even need, like I said, you could have did the like the post credit for this last episode in a previous episode.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it didn't show anything. Like the build up for Mary, they should have came and been like show her with Jen. Even with the release situation. Now, okay, you're gonna do a divorce party. Where's all these friends we done seen traveling from Louisiana and New Orleans to Vegas or wherever they went? Where they
Right.
at? Why we seeing Christine mama and Christine's? Is this a Christine divorce party or a Janelle divorce party? Come on, where your friends at?
Well, you
Because
gotta have
even
the best
Christine
friends on
sounded
there.
weird. Yeah, she sounded weird talking about some. Yeah, we're gonna do a spicy bar and a floral bar. Like it's like she had to come up with something. Like they said, "Hey, yo, throw a party together." It's gonna be something small because Janelle wouldn't want nothing big. Janelle got a whole crew of friends. Why they weren't there?
Right. Right.
So
Well, I think one of
that's
their friends passed away.
yeah. Well, not at this point because this look like September, like August,
Okay.
September. Because I think they wrapped up in September. But and that's the other thing. Why did y'all shoot the tell-all so damn early? So now next season you're gonna spend time talking about on the next tell-all talking about stuff that happened this season that didn't really happen.
Right.
Because I think they wrapped up before the apology tour seemed like.
Hmm.
Like if you look at the way they shoot the tell-all, I don't think they shot the tell-all before. I think they shot it before Cody did his apology tour.
Oh, you think? I don't know
Yeah,
because they want to
because
talk about that.
there's nothing on there showing about the apology. And when they got something juicy, they put it out head front.
Right.
They didn't show anything about the apology tour. Like, hey, how did you feel when Cody met with you? They didn't show none of
Right.
that. That was stupid. Even with Christine, I think she had to be so careful with her words because of what happened with the court case.
Mm.
I think she has to be careful that she don't end up getting in trouble. That's why, like, if you ever, even when she says, "Oh, it was good," she says it sarcastically. Like, "Yeah, it was great," like getting a speeding ticket. "Oh, it was great. How was your speeding ticket?" "It was great." But like, I don't see why they doing a season 21. And I think honestly, season 21 got to be it. There's
Yeah.
nothing left to show. Like nobody else cares. There's no spinoff. Even with a spinoff, nobody wants to see a spinoff of y'all because none of y'all together can make a good show alone. Like I won't wait up Sunday night to be like, "Oh, just the Christine show. What are you gonna show me? You signed the book?" I don't want to see that.
Right. Right. Well, they'll show her going around looking at new properties and.
Yeah, like there's nothing exciting about it. It's like what they say, like that. Like I go back to even with this last fight with Jake Paul getting knocked out against whatever his name is. Even
Oh. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
yeah, like I mean, the beginning of that fight sucked. Only reason I watched the ending was the best part, and it wasn't even supposed to end like that. So I'm like, people are tired of seeing scripted matches. We're tired of seeing scripted shows. Is this supposed to be reality TV? Okay, some scripting, but I don't want to see such. You're so boring. They got to edit stuff in just to make it fun, just to even try to make it look okay.
Right. Right.
Like there's
Yeah, you
nothing
talking
fun
about
about the
Anthony
show.
Joshua, but I
Yeah,
will
Anthony
say this:
Joshua.
like the reality of it is that that's why I stopped watching 90 Day Fiance, because when it comes down to it, they were running their show. It started spanning into an hour and a half,
Yeah,
and I really feel like if I'm going to watch an hour and a half scripted show, I want to see some good actors and I want to see a good story.
yeah,
Like I'm not gonna watch
and
an hour and a half of shit actors do a
yeah,
shit storyline. Like if I want to do
exactly,
that, I'll watch a Tubi movie. They shout
exactly.
out Tubi movies, but I'm just
Tubi
saying, like
movies be
it's
good
crazy.
sometimes. They be funny, but they
Yeah,
be
some
good
of them are
sometimes.
decent. Every now and
Some of
again,
them
they
are
get a
decent.
decent one, but some of them are kind of. I mean, you could just tell, like the
Yeah,
production value isn't there. But at least they have a cohesive. Even the bad movies typically have a cohesive storyline. Like
yeah,
some of these
exactly.
reality shows, when they come up with their storylines, they're so all over the place. and they don't really
Yeah.
know what they're trying to say. They don't know what they call it the spine of the character or what the intentions of the characters are. So they don't know who they are. So they can't draw a true sounding character
Yeah.
template
With
from what
that.
we're watching. So all of a sudden you're like you're a good guy and a bad guy and a evil
Yeah.
guy and a greedy guy who's super charitable, like at the same time.
Yep.
Like all this is going on. It just depends
I'm
on the situation. And
yeah,
it's
it's
too much.
almost like the last Batman movie. Like it sucked. Like you try to make Batman good, try to make him bad. Like, what was you doing?
Right. You can't be good and evil at the same time. Like you could be
Exactly.
dark good. You could be,
Yeah.
the reluctant
But
hero, but you can't be I'm just a
the
villain
yeah.
and I've changed my mind.
No. Yeah.
Depending on who I'm
Just
talking to. And I don't
oh
understand why people don't like me. That's why, they don't know you.
yeah, Cody, we know you. You act okay. I have my stepson over here. He's 17. And to me, Cody acts like him when he was like 14, 15.
Mm,
Like the immaturity, the oh I just don't know, and he needs somebody to give him direction. I believe that's why he with Robin, because Robin is so controlling. She's like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do, because that's the only way Cody will learn or do anything. Like you have to constantly stay on Cody. I'm like, dang, she got herself a good puppy, a rich puppy
yeah.
basically. But also, what Linda, I think it was Linda, she was saying that you don't regret some, like they don't. She don't believe that they don't regret it. I disagree with her because in my life, even with my ex-husband, I do not regret my marriage to him because it helped shape who I am today. If I wouldn't have went through that experience, I wouldn't have been the person I am today.
Right.
You know. So I believe you can go through. I wouldn't have my first daughter either, but I believe you can go through experiences, and even if they're bad, even if they're good, you're not gonna regret them. You're gonna learn from them. Because if you always go through having good experience, you'll never understand what a bad experience is. Like,
Well, here's the thing. Because I think it's not so much that you regret it, it's just that you recognize that you would make a different choice. And to say that you would make the same choice, it begs the question, how
I
much
think
did
I
you learn
would.
from that experience?
If I had to go back and say, okay, would you pick your ex-husband again? I would. Because if I had made a different choice, my life would have been different now. And I wouldn't have learned from it. I wouldn't have married my husband that I have today. Because I would have been like, oh, I wouldn't have had that bad experience to show me that, hey, this guy is
Right.
so horrible. This is what I need for the future. I would have been like the same 19-year-old, like, hey, I'm gonna marry for money. Shoot, forget love. I want money. That's what I got married for. I'm gonna marry for money. But once I got divorced and all that stuff, I'm like, no, I ain't never married for money again. I don't care if you broke, but you're a good man. I'm with you more than I am with a rich man. So, you know, I think you have to sometimes go through things in order to
Well, I
to
mean,
make the right choices.
I think that you can appreciate the struggle. I think you can appreciate the change, but I think that there's also a point where you recognize that if because this also falls into the idea of what takes away like inevitability. So
Yeah.
there's one school of thought, like about to go on a quantum physics, but there's one stream of thought where if you change one thing, it creates a butterfly effect. That's where that movie came from, like the whole
Yeah.
butterfly effect. The flapping of a wing in a butterfly, if it doesn't flap its wings at this particular time, it could have ripple effects throughout time and history. So it requires this one thing to be the catalyst to change,
Yeah.
for you to get to an end result. But what if there was a point where you didn't do that thing or you made a different choice, but you still could be the person that you are today? And then there's also the point where, you know, you might say that I don't regret it because I like who I am or I like the result. That's
Yeah.
fine. But at the same time, there are results that are so painful and devastating that you recognize that it's just
Oh
not the
yeah,
juice ain't worth the squeeze.
yeah,
Like in the
I
instance
agree,
of, for
but
instance, if you lose a child, like
yeah,
because of the negligence or selfishness of a parent or a person, or they do something vicious, and you lose a child, you're not going to say, well, I'm happy for the time that I had with that person, and I'm happy that I am the person that I am today. I don't regret it. Like that, you know what I mean? Like if you
yeah,
like the end result, you like the end result. And what you don't regret is the end result. Because I think there is a difference.
yeah. I
I'll think
think
about it a little more. But I think
I
yeah, I
think you
think,
should do a video on that one. To me, I think it just depends on the person and on the situation.
yeah.
But I do think Christina Janelle could say like, "Hey, I would do this again. If I had to live my life like this, I would do it again." Because even Christine, like, for her whole childhood, even compared to Mel and Corey's on there, her childhood was a lot different because it's the perspective that she saw it through. She didn't see, all the bad of what you think now. So
Mm,
I just think it's part of the way they grew up, part of the way that they believe. Like,
right.
I don't think necessarily that she's lying when she says she would live this way again. Heck, I think Janelle would go in polygamy again. I think if she found the right family, the right fit, the guy that was in North Carolina, somewhere, I think she would do it again.
No, I think she would too. I mean, but it's also
So
just how you built. But
yeah,
again,
I
I
think it's
do
how
think
you
that
built for it.
like if you like the end result, you like the resulting action of where you are, I think it's a
Yeah.
lot easier to be in a position where you say that you don't regret.
Yeah, I don't even think she liked the end result because, through the
Well, I
whole
mean, she has
situation,
the
she lost her
kids, she has money,
son.
and she's in a better financial situation than she ever would have been
Yeah, but
had,
she
had
lost
she
her
not
son.
done it. And they
Had she
were
not done it,
leaving Cody. It wasn't like they weren't,
yeah,
they were all happy, and then all of a sudden something happened. They were like, "Oh, it just didn't work out yesterday." Like they were ready to bounce before the show kicked off, and then
yeah,
the show came, changed their lives, and they said, "You know what?
we'll say.
It was
But
worth
even
it."
for her, she lost a child through this
Huh?
whole process. She lost a child because of the show.
Right.
So
Right.
for
I
her
mean,
to say
they've
that
all
she
lost
would still
kids,
do
I
it
think, at this
again,
point.
yeah, you know, for them to say that they would do it again, I believe them because, I think that from their perspective, everything happens for a reason. And I think that's why they're like, hey, if I
Yeah.
if it wouldn't have been this way, then you don't want to get in those what if games, basically. You know, like would Jason still be here if Cody wasn't such an ass? Probably. But
Mm,
that's a heavy blame to lay on somebody, even someone like Cody. You know, even though he is ass and deserve everything, but
right. Right.
but that's basically all I had for you. If you want to get in the video talking more about what Linda thing, I think it was Linda. I hope I'm giving the right credit to the
Nah.
right
Yeah, it was
person.
Linda. It was Linda.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, let me ask
But
you this, because here's something I'm curious about. If you if she's happy with who she is and she's grateful for her position, should they have left the apology toward thanking Cody
no,
for
not at
everything he
all.
gave to them? Because he's the one that
No,
gave
he
them the
should have cut this.
experience to make them the people that they are today.
No, she should have been cussing him out from head to toe. But
I'm just
um,
saying, like if you're
no,
saying
she
it,
should have left the
I
apology
am the
where
person I
it.
am today because of my experience with you, and I never would have been the person, and I wouldn't have this shit I have without you. Shouldn't
No,
you be thanking
well,
them?
and
Like, you're
if
welcome.
anything, they should have been thinking Christine because she the one who brought the show to him. But I don't think she should have thanked him. I think she should have made peace with it, and I think that's what Janelle did. I think she went got one off with him because I can't nobody convince me that after that camera shut off they didn't meet back up. Allegedly. But I think she went and got one off with him, one final one, that last breakup one. And I think she thanked him for the life. I think she did thank him, even on camera. I think she said thank you at the end. That they can move forward, and that's it. Like she said, she don't have to talk to him again. I don't think she's gonna. I feel like Janelle's like over him. I think
Right.
she realized she got screwed out of a lot of money. She accepted it, even though I don't know how you accept that kind of loss, but hey, she accepted it, and she just is keeping it moving. Like for her peace of mind, and because everybody says she's really sweet. I've heard other content creators. Maddie says like she's the sweetest person in the world. Even my cousin that ran into her at the store in North Carolina says like she's the sweetest person in the world. Sign an autograph for her, and because I probably would have been like, "Why are you bothering me? I'm at the grocery store. Leave me alone." Said, but she was like a really sweet person. So I believe that's just Janelle's. That's just the way she is. Like I think the editing they trying to do for her really is bad. Like I think they trying to make her into the villain to try to make Cody look better, but it just made everything worse.
Okay.
But that's all I have. My autistic son is not making noise, so let me go find out what he's doing. He
Well,
quiet.
thank you for calling in, and I appreciate the conversation.
Thank you for everything. Hope everyone having a good year so far. Miss Betty, I hope your husband came home safely. I don't know if you're on here tonight, but I hope he got home safely.
Awesome. Yeah,
All
right.
right, then.
All
I'll
right,
talk. Listen
Zuzu.
on Thursday.
Yeah, Zuzu. You have a good one. Take it
You
easy.
too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So yeah, I mean that's an interesting thing. I have to think about it. I have to sit in my den. I had a philosophy teacher said that you have to sit in your den and grab a glass of cognac and reflect. I have to consider it more. I don't know. Because I don't know where I fall on it. I do think it's easier. Like when you're a millionaire, like, when you look back on your life, you're like, it was totally worth me walking out on my family, going out on the road and writing these records and pursuing my dream of becoming Elvis Presley. Like, you know what I mean? Then when you're like, yeah, it's worth it. But if you sell, your record go, double 10 and you out there struggling, and I don't know. Because I guess with relationships is maybe a little more complex, but it's almost like when you try to struggle to become successful at music or art or entertainment, you always have people like, oh, why are you doing that? Only 1% of the people actually make it, and you'll never make it, and you're not that talented, blah, blah, blah. And then when you make it, everybody's like, oh, of course you were going to make it. I always knew you was going to be the one. I always knew it. I was saying to myself, Little Prince, he played all the music instruments. He's very talented. I knew you was going to make it, because then all your sacrifices were worth it. All the relationships you've given up and people you left behind, and then it's all worth it. But if it doesn't turn out right, do you still put that in the win column? That's, it's kind of where I'm at. But I'll think about it some more. You guys have given me some food for thought. We have Marie H with the $5 super chat. All right, the viewers want Krusty and Sabin to have marriage trouble, so their play that yet when they're spotted out, it's all smile and lovely dovey and oh baby, you're so beautiful. You got what I need. Yep. I think that they have to find struggle, because that's where the story is. To any good story, it's all about the struggle. It's all about the conflict. It's all about the hardship, because there's no such thing as a good story where there's no struggle. You know what I mean? It has to be some kind of like, because if your life is going perfect and you're watching a show and the guy's like, oh man, I have to get this job. He gets up on time. His alarm goes off. goes, takes a shower. He thought, my suit. I forgot to get it cleaned. Oh, there it is, hanging in my closet, fresh from the cleaners. Up, get dressed, go downstairs, wife, husband, or whatever, have breakfast sitting on the table, your favorite. Your kids are there. You pat them on the head. You kiss your wife or your husband. Jump in your car. Runs perfectly. Get to the job interview. They fall in love with you. Not only do they give you the job, they double your salary, and they talk about they want to move you to the big New York office and give you a free apartment. Whoa. That's a terrible movie. I mean, terrible movie. Roll credits. His life is better than yours. Roll credits. It's a terrible movie. No struggles, no hardships, no nothing. This guy, what? His life is excellent. Oh, I gotta blow my nose so bad. But thank you so much, Marie. Yeah, I think that they're trying to create problems or struggles where there isn't a problem or a struggle because they need to have some story to tell. There has to be some kind of story arc. They have to start in the beginning of the season. In any story, you have to have a beginning, middle, and end. This is any story. And seasons are basically your story. So where you are as a character or cast member on a reality show or any show, you start in one place and you should be in a different place by the end of the season. What we've been watching, and part of the reason why this show is failing, is because everybody seems to be stuck in the same place from the beginning of the season to the end. Nothing has changed. Even with Cody coming out doing the apology tour, what difference does that really make that he's coming out and doing an apology tour? Like, whose life changes? Nobody's life changes. His apology means zero. It means nothing. Because everybody who he's apologizing to has already moved on. So it's not like you've been waiting for this apology and I'm going to give it to you so that you can find happiness finally. I'm going to lift this burden off you. I've already moved on. So your apology doesn't mean anything. So you just basically, we got together to waste time. So, I mean, it is just I don't know. James, you're so negative. No, I'm just being honest. But thank you so much, Marie H. I appreciate you. $5 super chat. All right. Then we have our last caller for the evening. Michelle, what's going on? She came back. She had to tell us
Hi.
up.
Yeah, sorry. It's me and my big mouth again. But here we are. I just wanted to say a few things. Right, Zuzu, I am sort of in agreement with you. But I also think I teach my daughter, who's 31, and I tell my daughter regularly that every experience you go through, you can take a teaching tool from it. Even if it's, I never want to be in this position ever again, and I will take whatever steps I need to take to stop that from being a revisal of this. You know, I've had a very eventful life and not many people know a lot about me. But I mean, I said to someone earlier, I haven't, one of my biggest relationships in my life, and my ex-partner ended 6 women, ended them in the real sense. They're not breathing, they're gone. And he won't ever get out of prison. So I know I never wanted to be in a position to be with somebody who was capable of that ever again. I also know that if I'd met the husband that I have now in my 20s, I would not have been mentally mature enough to see him for who he is. I wasn't ready yet. So I needed the lessons that I needed in life, even though they're nightmare fuel. I needed to go through some of the things, not that in particular, but some of the things that I went through to shape me into the person that I am, to receive what I have today. I don't think I would have been mature enough to respect and see my husband for the good man that he is and appreciate everything he brings to life. Because I don't have a 1 in a million husband. I've got a 1 in a lifetime husband.
Mm.
And I love him for everything he is and he does, and I respect him. Love and respect Cody. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Both. It's hard to go by. We all go through things in life. We all go through things that can be very traumatic, horrific, out of the ordinary, things that they could write a Lifetime movie on. But it's what I take from each lesson to get me through the next lot. So I say to my daughter all the time, although this is crap now, I will stand with you shoulder to shoulder here and now in this. But you've got to acknowledge this is not a place you ever want to be in again.
Mm.
So you need to work out what you've learned on how not getting back to this. And I've met people along the way that gave me everything I've ever needed in life, as far as knowing the sort of people I gel with, the sort of people that I'm drawn to. I've met some incredible people that have been down on their luck. They have had nothing. They've not had a pot to pee in, a window to throw it out of, or a cat for it to land on. They've had nothing. But they've given everything of that nothing, and they have made me feel everything in a moment. And I also believe there's a lot to be said for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. People do come into our lives for a particular reason or a season of our life. Some people stick around for a lifetime. But when people show you who you are, you have to believe them. And that brings me to this point. There's no point, Cody Brown, keep doing these tours, these attempts at rewriting everything we saw, because like you said, Jones, we've seen it. We've experienced it in as much as we can as an audience member.
Mm.
We watched him on camera deliberately manipulate people. So we know it's something he's capable of doing. We've watched him do it. And we believed it. But we're not part of a movie. Neither's he. He wrote out his script before he showed us. So he can't make alterations after. Robin can't make us all believe that she got the same amount as the others. Cody can't prove that he gave everyone equal everything. Not after we saw him give preferential treatment time and time again. We heard his monologues. We've heard his self-congratulatory rants about him being an alpha male. We've heard it all. He said it, and he can't unsay it. So we don't need another 6 seasons of another 6 attempts at him trying to make the truth a lie. He doesn't have the capabilities. He's no Spielberg. He's a soapbox corner agent. He's not. He tries to think that his intelligence is champagne when he's on a beer budget. He's not that great. There's that saying, don't confuse me with the facts, I've already made my mind up. But this is the opposite. Don't confuse us with lies. We already saw the truth. And the truth is, you're a financial abuser who married people he had no business marrying when he didn't know maturely enough what he wanted to start with. It's sad, but Cody, you have to move on. They don't need you. The women don't need you, but your children, you could still be relevant in their lives, but you need to get over needing to be relevant to the rest of the world first. You need to put your kids first. If you can do that, you may end this with a modicum of respect from some people. Some. You won't rewrite it. You've got no way. And I'll put this out there. I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep going on too long, but if you can prove it, Cody, I give you now on here a month to come up with receipts. James has always come with receipts. He has backed up and proven everything he has ever said on this channel with receipts. Isn't that right, James? From the start,
I
you bought
try.
the receipts.
Certainly
I give
try.
you a month, Cody. If you have got little people watching this, I know I'm a nobody over here in England, but I'm everybody in my own kingdom, and I am asking you, show me receipts. If you could change one person's mind on the other side of the world, I don't expect to be relevant, but I'm a human being, same as you. I bleed and breathe the same as you. Prove to me. Come up receipts and show somebody somewhere receipts that everything you are saying now is how it really was. And I would give you a fair chance to prove it. But we both know you can't. You're not creative with the truth. The truth is always ultimately the truth. You will not bend it to your will. It either is or it isn't. Now prove it. Come on.
Right.
Right, I love you, James. I'm sorry I've done it again. I'm always gobbing off. But I get so passionate because the truth is the one thing we are all owed in this life. It is not financially swappable. The truth is the truth. And aren't we all entitled to a little bit of that? Prove it, Cody. You got a month. See ya. Love you, James.
All right,
Bye,
Michelle. Have a
people.
good one.
Have a good
Take
one.
it easy.
Bye.
Fantastic. She said, come with the evidence, Cody. Don't show up light. None in your pockets. You got to prove it. Well, I mean, I think that that's kind of the thing, too, is that he's at a point now where I think it goes beyond just testimony. Like Cody and Robin are at a point now where they can't just rely on, well, I said, man, I was talking about it, and here's what I think. They're going to have to come with some evidence because you guys have been bullshitting for too long. And so you got to come with some hard proof. You got to come in with something. And when I say proof and I say evidence, I think that you guys could come in with some kind of testimony or accounting of your story. But if I'm going to keep it all the way a buck, the problem that I've had with them most recently, and by recently, I mean the whole time, is basically when you guys come in, your stories don't make sense. Like the shit that Cody and Robin say just doesn't make sense. None of it rings true to me. So, I mean, they have to start there. And I think that makes the most sense. And even TLC, if you guys want to keep this show going, you can't rely on the fact that people have always watched Sister Wives and just think that that's going to carry you through, because I don't think it's enough. I think you actually have to start being more genuine. You have to start being more real. And even through, because you may even counter to me and say, James, but you don't understand. Early on, a lot of those storylines were faked. A lot of those stories weren't 100%. They weren't real. You know what was real? When they would sit there and say, oh, Cody's a great man and he spends so much time and he spends all his time with his kids and he makes sure all the wives get equal treatment and treated fairly. We could see that wasn't the case. In spite of what they were saying, we could see that they were bullshitting. They weren't telling the truth. They weren't being 100% genuine. They were just telling us what they thought we wanted to hear. We could see it in their reactions. And so there was a sense of reality. There was a sense of genuine emotion, human presence, and the human condition in the show, even though they were telling lies from the beginning. And I think that is what people were attracted to. That's why people tuned into the show. That's what people kept people coming back. But now you're trying to create everything is fictitious. Everything is fraudulent. Nothing is believable. So now when people watch the show, they're not buying any of it. And I think that's where the problem starts. But that is my take. Guys, again, let's get some hearts in the chat for for some of our members who had some things going on. I don't want to be too specific about their issues. They can come up and talk about their stuff. I won't talk about their stuff. But let's get some hearts in the chat for Michelle, Megatron, and Miss Betty. Miss Betty had some good news with her peeps. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep into other people's business, but I want to make sure we recognize them, put some hearts in the chat for them, give them some support, show them some love. I don't know if they're even here tonight, but that's all right. We'll put it into the universe and let them know. But we also want to recognize the the Mega Mod Squad. Without them, the show would be kind of raggedy. Show be raggedy. So we give a shout out to Lizzie B, Carmel Cuties, and Brittany Not Brittany. Thank them so much for holding the show down. I want to give a shout out to Jody Periscala, Marie H., and Darlene Hall, as well as all of you for hanging out with me. Make sure you guys give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We have videos coming out all week, and we're going to be talking about some different things from how the characters or the cast members were constructed on the show, why some of these cast members work, some cast members just don't and will never be popular. We'll talk about where the show is going. We'll talk a little bit about the apology tour. We'll talk about like Cody's cowardice, because there's something that we have to address with the apology tour that he said during the apology tour that I think reveals a great deal about who he is as an individual and how powerful the wives were, even in those relationships where they were kind of in the sunken place where they were being taken advantage of and ran over by Cody and the system that they were a part of. We're also going to touch a little bit on the AUB. We got to talk a little bit about the AUB church and some of these releases. All right, so we're gonna dig into it, but make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notification. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Let me give you guys all a little something, especially those who are supporting the channel. All right. But thank you guys so much. That's my take. I'm James, and this has been my take on reality, and I'm out.